Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the podcast, the three-way podcast. Fuck up there a little bit.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Start over.
Okay.
Start over.
Right, no.
Edit.
Edit.
Edit this out.
No, God.
Other guys.
Okay, so let's introduce everybody here again. We still have more than 3 people, which is really awkward for a three-way.
We're up to 6 now.
Yeah, we're up to 6. We have triple three-way.
Double three-way.
Well, no.
Math is hard, okay? Math is difficult. What do you want?
All right. I'm Mike again. You know, I'm still the same guy. I haven't changed.
And the guy who was late to the party.
Yep. Hi there. I'm Chris.
Okay.
New to this crowd here.
Nudist?
Nudist, yes. I am a nudist. You can't
Because they can see that.
I'm looking over there.
You can't see yet, but trust me.
There will be pics.
Well, once
Then my
we
work's
get video.
I'm Catherine, the only girl in this three-way, speaking of awkward.
That we know of. I'm Sean.
The other girl in the three-way.
I do have nice boobs.
Yes.
Which they also can't see.
Oh, but I can.
There's so much promise for when we get the video going.
I want to see
I
Sean's
am Russell.
boobs.
And last but not least, there is me, Aaron, the ultimate person here. Let's get
Also,
started.
The dungeon
I fucked up at
master.
the beginning.
I fucked up quite a bit in this editing stuff here. Yeah, let's.
Pretty sure everyone does.
Yeah.
All
You're
right,
going to have
so-
a big job to edit this
I
all
am gonna
out.
have a lot of fun trying to figure out where everything is.
Right? This is going to be
Well,
a
we just
long
upload
time.
it. Just you know what? This is raw footage. I'm not editing it.
Okay, so.
Except for that part, because we can't say it's going to be rough footage.
Okay, so last podcast we introduced ourselves, kind of gave everyone a little bit of who we are, except for Chris, but he's late to the party, so no one cares.
It's nice to feel so well loved.
I know.
Well, we'll just say
Since he was tardy, can we just say tard whenever we reference
we'll just
It's
say
not offensive, because it's not.
we'll just say Chris is awesome, and if you don't believe us, just listen to what he says, and you'll have to just believe it. So yeah.
Take our word.
Well, you know, last time we talked about games, anime, some movies, actors.
We did,
And
Hentai
hentai.
was
There was
in there.
we did
hentai.
talk about hentai. That
Yeah,
was
you
important.
missed that.
Dang it.
So I think this is something we're gonna kick it out. Like we're gonna talk about some actual news, not just talk about ourselves.
Yeah, we were talking about some news.
So-
'Cause, you know that happens.
Because I actually watch it.
Okay, so
No, none of us
No,
do.
I don't.
Who
So,
here has cable? No,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, right? Although, I still can't believe you guys don't have Netflix.
I meant to get it last weekend, and then I forgot.
I
so.
kind of have it, so I can still go to my friends. I just never have the urge to watch
Then why don't you
something on
share?
Netflix.
You have your roommate here who doesn't have Netflix.
I don't know the password.
It's just saved on yours.
automatically on.
Yeah, but if it's in yours, then you can just go in there and change it, and then give him the new password.
But you always need the password to change the password, even if you're signed into
He is
something.
right.
True.
Alas.
Can't you copy paste them?
They're asterisks.
No, yeah, it's asterisks. And I'm not a hacker.
If you could just
I can't
just
hit
count, I feel like that would be like
Yeah,
the
heck.
best cheat code ever. All right, just how many asterisks are there? All right, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yes.
6, 7. Good.
Yeah, it always works.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
just
like-
gotta count the asterisks and then put that in.
When you're searching for something, if you put an asterisk, that's just, you know, it's wild. It's just whatever else comes up.
Wild cards.
So it should make sense, right? It's just, all right, there's a random letter here and a random letter here.
Yes. Okay, so news.
Well, I was actually going to look up a list of game releases for this week, because I know Borderlands 2 came out this week.
True.
Yeah.
And you're playing it right now, right, Mike?
Well, not right now, but I mean, I am in the process
Yeah.
of...
Smart ass.
He is right now with his mind.
Yes.
You can't see.
So how is that fucking game?
It's pretty good. I mean, compared to the first one, it's visually very similar, of course. The gameplay is pretty much the same. The story, it's a lot different, and I gotta say the comedy.
Yes.
You know, the first one, it was funny. It was great. This one just
It's
takes it to a
awesome.
whole other level, and it's holy crap.
Just the writing for the claptrap is just like the entire reason why I plan to buy the game. It's just
Handsome
for the
Jack.
claptrap. And Handsome Jack.
I've heard a little of Handsome Jack in the trailers. He's awesome.
I bought a diamond pony. Yeah, it's
can't
not a
wait.
statue. It's an actual pony and then a Winnie.
I forget what he's thinking of naming it first. But then he's like, you know what, maybe I'll name it Butt Stallion.
Butt Scallion.
He
Butt Scallion.
keeps that name. And every time, he's always like, just got Butt Stallion. But then, do you remember the? I don't even remember her name, but the chick with the scarred face in the first one.
She's the mayor of one of the towns, right?
I don't even.
I have no idea.
Yeah. But she had the scarred up face.
Oh yeah.
For some reason, which you actually find out, but like he's talking to her in this recorder, and obviously talking to her back, and he's like, and you're Miss. And please don't tell me Mrs. and break my heart. and she says her name, whatever. So then he asks her to turn around, and answer the question. She starts answering and, turns around, and he just interrupts her in the middle, and he's like, what the fuck happened to your face? Oh my god.
Smooth.
Tell me why it looks like you headbutted a salmon. and from there, it's just everything he says to her is just so bad and crazy, and then just like in the middle of one of his sentences, or like he asks what happened to her husband, and she says he died, and then he's like, oh well, I guess that means you have some, or like, oh I guess that shoots her, and that means you have something in common with him now. It's just like, what the fuck is this? And then he has his, henchman dude.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
Yeah. For those who don't know anything about us, spoilers for pretty much every episode. Cause I don't know.
But yeah, it's just everything full of comedy.
Yeah. Well, let's try to keep spoilers. Let's try to keep things that are very recent, like within the past week to a month. Like keep those kind of tight.
Well, in his defense, that happens within like the first 10 minutes of the game.
Well, no. I mean that's cool. That's cool and all, but like.
Depends on how fast you play.
Anything that's like a year old, we can spoil. No,
okay.
If you haven't seen it within the past year, fuck you.
So I can tell you that. So I can tell you King Kong dies.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Bruce Willis as a ghost?
I don't believe it.
No, I believe the kid is a ghost. Bruce Willis is real.
They're all ghosts.
Sam Jackson is the bad guy.
There are snakes on a motherfucking plane.
You gotta be exact. Motherfucking snakes.
Motherfucking snakes.
Yeah, so look at the release list for this week. It's Borderlands 2, and then everything else is just connect. Okay, so
the only one that matters is Borderlands 2.
Yes. So yeah,
I feel that was a ploy.
I think we've covered releases for the week.
Yes, movie releases Avengers. 25th.
Well, actually, this will be coming out that week. So yeah, it did come out 25th.
Well, yeah, I mean that's you should buy it.
Yes.
I actually have the full collector's edition box set with the 10 discs and shit.
I will steal it from you, just so you know.
I will safeguard. I will merge it with my body, and you will never take it.
Okay, if anyone wants it right now, my friend who was in Iran this summer downloaded it legally in Iran, apparently. However, it has random Chinese subtitles, and by random Chinese subtitles, I don't mean Chinese subtitles all the way through, and it's random because it's Chinese. Like, randomly, you'll just see a Chinese subtitle, and then no Chinese subtitles for an hour. And then a couple more random Chinese subtitles, and then bye-bye.
That's awesome.
Bye-bye.
It's enjoyable.
But yeah, I mean, at this point in the year, I'm sure there's going to be some good movies coming out between now and the end of the year. Like, I'm looking for, Wreck-It Ralph, for example, and Man with the Iron Fist looks like it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah. But, up to this point right now, I think Avengers is probably my number one movie of the year thus far.
I'm just going to say it's the number one movie this year. You're not going to be able to beat that.
Hobbit.
You're not going to be able to beat...
Is that coming out this year?
December. Yeah, December.
Oh, it always comes
14th.
out.
I think it's a Christmas release.
It's
well,
like a week
all the
or
other
two
Lord
before
of the Rings.
Christmas.
Yeah. You know what? It might be good, but it's not going to be like Avengers.
I don't want to go that far because I want to build Avengers to be too big. I mean, it's a good, big movie, but...
It was great.
True.
I wouldn't say it's perfect. There's some flaws.
Of course it's not perfect. I mean... I personally didn't like Black Widow in that movie, but she really didn't do much beyond the beginning.
And giving inspiration to Hawkeye.
But I was really happy with Mark Ruffalo. Going into it, I'm like, he's not going to be good. But coming out, I'm like, he was very good. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the people before,
No, I don't know who.
Eric Bana.
Cap, Thor, and
those guys.
Tony.
That Tony Stark movie.
Yeah, Tony Stark movie.
Yeah, the guy from the Tony Stark movie.
Oh, that's an inside joke. You missed it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's caught up.
There's Cap, there's Thor, and there was Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
They were great.
Come on, Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin. Come on.
Man, I'm looking forward to it. I actually have a list of movies here coming out for the next couple of years. They have Marvel's doing a 2-year, every year they're releasing 2 movies. Mm-hmm. And this next year coming out, they have Iron Man 3 in May, and then in, November?
Wolverine.
No. That's still Fox. That's still Fox, actually.
Yeah.
But Thor is going to be released in November. And I'm looking for that one because it's going to be The director, I think, is the guy who does Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard nothing but good things about Game of Thrones. So.
Yeah, that
It's
is. It's good.
I still have yet to watch it because I'm just lazy.
It's the best TV show I've seen so far. I haven't seen too many, but I'd have to say that.
Motherfucker, Breaking Bad.
It barely beats Breaking Bad for me.
I will destroy you.
Because Breaking Bad is
It's too good.
balls to the wall amazement, but
Heisenburg.
But there's also a
Fucking
certain
Heisenburg.
point, though, in Breaking Bad. Like, I'm sort of losing interest in Breaking Bad because it's like, what else can these guys fuck up on? I mean, seriously.
the-
How many more bad decisions can they make? Like, it's the same reason why I stopped watching Weeds. Like, it's like, wow, you really think that's the best thing? Okay.
See, what's cool,
We'll
though,
see how this goes.
What's cool is I'm not going to try to spoil anything too particular, but after a while, after all these mistakes I make, Walt does actually start making some very carefully planned decisions that do switch things around.
Mm-hmm.
He still makes a few mistakes every now and then, but he's gotten way better since he
actually,
first
yeah.
started.
But then the latest development, that's just crazy.
He didn't even have any faults in the newest one. I'm not going to, I don't want to say anything.
What's
but,
the season
La,
out
la,
now?
la,
6?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's like the first half of season 5, and then the other half of season 5, which is, I guess, going to technically be season 6 next year.
Oh, okay.
Which
Took
pisses
off
me
my
off.
sock and it flew. That's totally random.
Are you joining the nudist?
Yes.
Taking
Slowly.
off your socks.
Be like gray.
Embrace the freedom.
What about other films this year? Like, what else did people see that is not quite Avengers, but
I don't know what else
Gray.
came out this
Brave
year
was
anymore.
good. Pixar movie Brave?
I
Yeah.
still didn't
Well,
see
it's
that.
Pixar.
Oh.
Brave was
Yeah.
awesome.
It is
And I
Pixar.
gotta
They've
say-
never made anything.
I mean,
Right.
I love the whole movie.
Well,
One of my
Cars
favorite things.
is okay.
Cars was still good.
Cars was
Cars
just a
2
different-
was... It's all for a different audience.
Cars 2 is for a cash-in.
Everything bad about Cars, I blame to Larry the Cable Guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about Brave was the accents.
I
I can't go wrong with Scots.
I like how they actually tackled the female protagonist for once. Like, that was a nice twist for them to do.
That was good.
Something different.
You said The Gray. That
The
was
Gray.
also great.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix now,
Yeah.
Aaron.
It
is.
I almost,
Get Netflix.
my mom and dad, I think we rented the DVD back when I went home a few months ago, and I remember watching it the first time. I'm going through the second time. Like, yeah, this is still good. This is still awesome.
I like it, but I'm
you haven't
still...
seen it?
Which one? Brave?
Great.
Great.
Gray, no.
That
is
is-
that Liam
so
Neeson?
either.
Yeah.
That is
Right?
Liam
And I
Neeson.
love Liam Neeson. I think
Why
he's
haven't you
fabulous.
seen it?
But it's like the
What's
edge.
wrong with you?
Because I work all 24 hours a day.
Oh.
But really, I just see The Gray as being like a remake of The Edge with Anthony Hopkins.
I'm holding up the Liam Neeson collection for those who can't see.
I like
What
that you're
is
holding it
that?
to your
It's a
computer,
radio show.
hoping
Yeah.
that people can
No,
see
I
it.
was hoping you guys would notice it. Because
well, of
everyone's
course
like
I
talking about
noticed.
it.
Wait,
Because
can I see
remember
this
you
Liam
buying it.
Neeson collection?
He wants the Illuminati monitors to see it.
Yeah, the people who are
You
watching.
haven't
through
even
webcam.
opened it. What is it? Are you trying to
I was
preserve it?
going to start watching it a few weeks when we
We'll
first
bust
got
it.
it. For some reason, none of our schedules matched up. I want to watch it with other people. So,
Yeah, well, I mean,
Nine
this group maybe.
films.
yep.
I will say Taken was a wonderful surprise.
I haven't
Yeah,
even seen
Taken
it.
was
Yeah,
great,
wonderful
and
surprise.
they're
I
making
think-
a second one?
Yeah,
Which
makes
makes me
second-
sad.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Taken to
It's-
Taken
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it's so
Yeah.
dumb. It's like,
Yeah.
really? You're gonna... Like, I don't know if you've seen the previews for it now, but he's trying to rescue his ex-wife.
Now, here's the
It
premise I
was-
think would have been
But
cooler.
it's his ex-wife.
Exactly! It's his ex-wife!
Just
Ride it
okay.
out, bitch.
Yeah, I mean, like, in the first movie, like, the you wanted to spend time with your daughter and you couldn't because your ex-wife. Well, now your ex-wife is gone!
So now you have to battle yourself.
Right, all your problems are over. Your ex-wife
Yeah.
is gone.
Yeah, it's like,
Yes.
Taking care
No
of
more
it.
alimony payments. I mean, Jesus Christ, you were a secret agent spy guy for, like, the longest time.
Here's what I think would have been cool if Taken 2 existed, but instead of Liam Neeson being the character who got his stuff taken, someone else was like the main character, and he lost his wife or daughter or whoever, and he goes to Liam Neeson for like maybe like advice or help.
Yeah.
he
But-
enlists
but-
Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Liam
No,
Neeson
no,
goes
no,
and does it
Obi-Wan.
for him.
Yes.
You know how to do this.
You're my only
Help me out
hope,
here.
Liam Neeson.
No, like Liam Neeson only has a cameo role. Like he asked Liam Neeson, "Hey, I have a lead here. Do you know where I can go with this?" Like,
Yeah.
yeah, here it is.
It's like, yeah, here, call this number.
Yeah.
Badass.
Exactly.
There's something very small bit part, but just kind of
5 minutes on screen.
Taken to Electric Boogaloo. That's every time there's a sequel to something, I always call it blah 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 2 Electric Boogaloo. Because that was the best sequel ever, was Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. For those who have seen the Breakin' movies.
I'm just thinking of the Pikachu Electric Boogaloo, the comics from way back when I was a kid.
Oh yes, by the way, Aaron, if you want to watch Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo, it's on Netflix.
It is on Netflix, actually.
Get Netflix!
Okay, Sean,
I think he's trying to tell you something.
I think I'm trying to say is we need a sponsor.
Today's show brought to you by...
Not really. Pay us, please.
Well, I don't know if they'll sponsor us. We have a nudist.
So
You can't see me.
Nudist and a half.
oh, we can see
Yeah,
that,
nudist
right?
and a
They
half.
can't.
So steering it back to the conversation.
You wish you could.
Who saw Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
Loved it.
I
Loved
did
it.
not.
By a show of
amazing.
hands, who saw it?
Yeah. I don't know. Aaron started.
I
everyone
need
was like,
to.
yeah.
I need to see it. I
You
haven't
do
seen
need
it.
to see it.
We
I
drove all the way
wanted
to
to.
Cedar Rapids
It's
to see it.
freaking
The
amazing.
best part about it, the shotgun axe. I just love that.
Yeah, the axe was cool.
The best
No.
part was the tree.
Yes, that was also really awesome.
Like, I was saying that I would pay to see that movie just to see the tree on the big screen.
Just get shattered.
Saw it, it's like, alright, time to leave.
I'm sold.
And I'm done.
Yep.
As someone who has taught history for half of her teaching career, I still say it's somewhat historically accurate too.
Well,
Somewhat.
It actually was like a historical, like sci-fi kind of deal.
The chronology was actually very. It's kind of what I teach. It's like historical thriller. It had some real events, but then, the main premise wasn't real.
well, I mean, of course it's real that he could chop down a tree in one hit, but...
Shotgun
It
axe.
wasn't real necessarily that he fought vampires.
See, you should teach that to
Are
your
you
kids
saying
and say, hey, this is real, kids. You should learn this and take a test.
Channel your...
Yeah,
Yes.
well, I mean, it doesn't really
Andrew
matter
Max.
because they have that book. Everything I learned from school was wrong. It's basically the exact same thing.
But they also have the
Yeah.
book Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I'm
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
saying.
See, I want to write a book called I Learned Everything from Simpsons, because I pretty much did.
That's
You
true.
know,
I learned how a monorail works from Simpsons.
Yes.
That whole
They have
thing
a
about,
song.
what you learn in school is wrong is... That really reminds me of just, learning early in math and stuff that, you're supposed to and you can't do it other ways.
Yeah.
And then you get later in math and they tell you, oh, you can do it this way and screw what everyone else told
Like
you.
with a calculator.
Shortcuts.
And it's just like, I was told
You
not
can
to
do
this.
it
I
any
knew about
way you
this
want.
like 3 years ago.
Make sure you know how to do it in your head. You won't always carry around a calculator.
Yeah.
That was before
see
smartphones.
how-
Right,
that
that
went.
was before my phone.
Even flip phones had a calculator.
Yeah, I know.
Even my watch had a calculator.
That's the thing, though.
Not
The one
this
thing
much.
I've
Even
learned.
my calculator had a calculator.
The one thing I've learned from being an engineering student, if nothing else, the pros use calculators. Other pros use math, like computer programs too and whatnot, but you don't do everything solely bare bones.
Unless you're Asian. They somehow pull it off.
Yeah,
If you're Asian,
that's
you-
genetics,
the-
though.
My
They just
Asian
look at the
students still
equation,
use
they're like
calculators.
4.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking authentic.
That's because they're taught in
like,
them.
living in China,
Yeah.
Japan, they know this
They've-
stuff.
they've
Like,
Oh no, my
lost
Asian
something
students
there,
are
their
from
connection
China and
with their
Japan.
heritage.
Came here this year
Oh, yeah.
from China and
Like,
Japan.
I think
They don't want to embarrass Americans.
They take calculus
Yeah,
in like
Oh, true.
junior high or something.
We have a senior Asian student who is actually in an Algebra 2 class because he is the teacher. I mean, like, he is like the assistant teacher.
that's really cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
because he's just wicked smart. He doesn't know where he wants to go to college. He came to me as the college counselor and said, I don't know where I want to go. I don't care. Just send me to a college. Just go. I'm just like, all right, here's a dartboard. Go.
Just send them to MIT. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Military
You're
school.
great at math.
Doesn't-
Have fun. Just send them to some community college.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Teehee, math is hard. As Barbie once said.
Yeah.
So I'm not interested in it particularly because I don't know much about it. But is anyone else in here interested in the Great Gatsby movie coming out? The
No.
one with Leonardo DiCaprio.
No.
Nope.
No,
Mildly.
because
Didn't
it's
we-
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Didn't we figure out we shouldn't put Leonardo DiCaprio in classic literature with that Shakespeare movie with Romeo and Juliet?
That was
Oh,
really
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
That was really
Wait,
bad.
I had to
Was
watch
this the
that
modern
schlock.
one?
That was the
for-
modern one where he says,
High
"Hand me
school.
my long sword," and she gives him a machine gun.
Yeah.
I thought it was a shotgun.
And all the-
it's like on the side of his limo. It's like shotgun.
The pistols are called sword 9mm.
Yeah.
Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
No, sir. But I do bite
the
my
gas
thumb.
station. He's just like firing off his gun. Every shot hits the sign, like 12 feet in the air.
What's better is the Zoolander gas station
Yeah.
thing where they're just hitting each other with the gas and then it blows up. But I will say, Romeo and Juliet, another great performance from John Leguizamo. Man. Prince of Cats.
Also,
Yeah, but who's the guy who played Mercutio? He was
I
like
don't
the
know.
only
He was
good
in
person.
the Matrix, though. He was
Yes.
in at least the second Matrix
Yes,
movie.
he was the only good part of that movie.
Who did
Actually,
play?
The guy who played
John Leguizamo. I
Mercutio.
remember he was the bad guy in the first Shrek movie. Actually, I kind of liked him as the bad guy in that. That was pretty.
Really?
Oh wait,
He was
No.
Farquaad, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Farquaad.
John
he was-
Lithgow
That
was
was John
Farquaad.
Lithgow. It was
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm
Farquaad.
getting the names
Yeah.
mixed up now.
Yeah,
Come
no.
on, Aaron.
They were very similar.
The
John
great-
Leguizamo has voiced something recently, though. But I
He
can't
Sid the
think
Sloth
of
in
what it
Ice Age.
is. Sid the Sloth. That's what he is.
Nice.
That one.
I like Sid.
Yeah.
I like John Leguizamo. I think he's actually pretty phenomenal. He's tiny. He's bite-sized.
He's bite-sized.
enjoyable.
He's fun-sized.
Fun-sized.
I thought he
What's
was
fun about less candy? Come on.
Wasn't he the villain in the first Blade?
No,
I don't know. Who was that
That
guy?
was. Oh god, I'm not. That was.
Is someone who's listening to this podcast gonna go, it's this guy, it's this guy,
yeah.
why can't you get it?
You know it.
Oh my god.
You know, I was thinking that someone else listening to this would be
Oh
like,
my god.
I thought they were talking about news.
Yeah. We never
I thought this was
specified
like
what
about
kind of
her
news,
movie.
though. This is news.
Yeah,
This is now renamed to the Tangent Podcast.
Oh, well, I have more news here now. I have more news here.
Okay.
Yeah, but who is the bad guy in Blade? Find that out, Mr. Computer.
Google.
Mr. Computer, find that out. It was,
I was
oh.
gonna say you guys can do that, and I'll look it up.
I know his name in the movie. His name was Deacon Frost, but who played him?
Oh, yeah. That.
Is it someone who looks like John Leguizamo?
No.
So anyway.
Not really, come to think of it.
No.
I don't know by the
Russell,
name.
so-
Hey, yeah.
yeah. So you know about the 25th anniversary for Metal Gear Solid coming up soon, right?
Now I do.
Oh, the Metal Gear Solid.
They're doing a movie.
Oh, they're doing a movie.
What was the name of the bad guy?
Deacon Frost.
Steven Dorff.
That.
Oh, yeah.
There's a Metal Gear Ground Zero's coming out, so
Are you
it's
sure
like a
that's
video
an
game. I don't
MPH?
know if it's
It
gonna
looks
be.
like MPH.
I
That's
don't know
not
anything
MPH.
about it yet.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to have
a
like a whole
bad
new
picture.
like graphics engine for it. Also, Metal Gear Solid the movie. I don't know anything about that either.
What?
Really?
It's gonna be people sneaking around. You know what movie I'd rather see for people sneaking
Really?
around? A Gambit movie.
Yes.
Think about it. Think about it. Ocean's 11 with superpowers.
Can we please find
That'd be
someone good to
badass.
play Gambit, though? That's all I'm saying.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Because the guy who played him in the Wolverine movie was shitty.
Yes.
Well, that's just because that movie in its entirety was shitty.
Well,
As someone from
I like-
Louisiana,
I like the interest.
Louisiana, I was so excited for Gambit. So excited. And then
Yeah.
it was just shit.
but I was gonna say, it says here, Hideo Kojima, the guy who writes the actual
Right.
games,
Mhm.
he's actually considered to be penning for the movie itself. So no difference for him really then.
Yeah.
Is it going to
20
be
hours
as...
of cutscenes. Now we're gonna have a 20-hour movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, you know, it really surprised me that it took them this long to do that, seeing as how the games really were just one giant movie.
They
Like, that's
were.
something he actually said before in an interview, was that he actually he feels that his games should be viewed more as a movie than an actual game.
Never had
Yeah.
the chance to play Metal Gear Solid 4, even though I really want to.
I've seen
Knowing
it.
that it is like half, if not three-quarters worth of cutscenes. But
I've only played part of 2.
yeah.
That's all I've ever played.
Ooh.
Why would you play 2?
Because the first hour is good. When you're
Because
playing-
Liquid Snake
Yeah,
is
until you
fucking
get to
hilarious.
Raiden.
Yeah, then I
Raiden.
stopped playing.
Yeah. The
Okay.
naked cartwheel thing.
An interesting talking point is if you could see any video game made into a film, what would it be? Any video game.
Bad question to ask, because I typically am kind of opposed to that because it's always executed so horrendously.
I hear Prince of Persia did okay.
Actually, I saw that.
It was better
pretty
than I
good. It was
thought.
Yeah.
like it was
It
kind of an
was.
old throwback to the old Disney swashbuckling movies, like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Three Musketeers,
Yeah.
which I kind of grew up on. So it worked. It was okay.
better than I thought it would be.
Yeah. All the reviews
But-
I saw, it was just terrible. But
Oh.
I went in and I was happy.
Like I,
By the
liked
way,
the
Aaron,
movie.
it's on Netflix.
I liked the movie. It wasn't really, like the games at all.
Yeah,
Because like
definitely.
in the game, you run along the wall, you're swinging.
There was a
around
lot less
pillars and everything.
platforming, although
But-
at the end with the hourglass, there was a little bit of platforming.
But I think that's baby steps. Like we're slowly working our way towards being able to do a game movie that resembles a lot of the game. And for me, I don't want to see anything like I don't want to see Mario or Zelda as a movie just
No.
yet. I mean, I want to see them eventually, but not anytime soon because I know they're going to fuck it up completely.
They already did a Super Mario Brothers
Well, I
movie.
mean,
Yeah.
now. They-
Bob Hoskins, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we
We
talked
talked about that
earlier.
last
You missed
podcast.
it.
Dang
it. Because
Like-
he has it, but hasn't seen it. Oh yeah, guess what?
What?
Super Mario is on Netflix.
Hey, I have. I don't care.
I didn't think it is, actually.
It
You have the
is.
The
physical
Super
copy
Show was on
Netflix
Netflix.
this time.
I don't know where
But,
No,
Unless they took
I
it off
don't
again,
know
'cause they
what
do that
game
all
I
the
would
time.
want to see into a movie.
Before we get that though, Wreck-It Ralph is pretty much going to be a video game movie, like a bunch of characters from video games all being in one movie.
Although,
that should be good.
It's getting, with like the extended media surrounding it, it's almost there to begin with. But Team Fortress 2,
yeah, I would
say.
Actually, Valve has talked about wanting to make its own movies if anyone was going to make them.
Half-Life.
Yes.
Yes,
okay.
That would make a great movie.
I could see that.
Assuming they let him talk.
Easily do multiple movies.
Oh
now.
yeah, definitely.
They wouldn't even need to let him talk, though.
They don't need to.
Yeah, it could be a silent movie.
There-
Modern day silent
Well,
film.
no, not a silent movie, because like other people can
Yeah.
talk. But then people would wonder why he doesn't talk. Like people who haven't played the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just shell-shocked. Doesn't know what's going on, just freaking out.
Well, even if you have played the games, it still would be weird because it's a completely different form. It would just be like, what movie have you seen?
Movie is a lot more of a fly on the wall kind of approach, where a game you are in the shoes of the character.
Alternatively, though, they could take a Legend of Zelda animated series approach. Not all the way where they make the character a terribly unlikable person. But they could give him a voice and kind of try to fill in the role of his character through the movie. Just, they have to be very careful to screw it up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they wouldn't even really have to give him much dialogues. You know, like in the first game, you're not encountering too many people who actually talk to you, except for, you know, as far as I remember, right in the beginning. And, you know, but the rest of the time, you know, maybe the only dialogue he has is, you know, like him thinking.
Yeah.
Or like the annoying fairy talking to him.
It's a question.
Listen.
Gordon Freeman, or no, not Gordon Freeman. Half-Life the movie. Who would you cast for Gordon Freeman?
Oh.
Fuck.
No idea.
Now, you are going to hate me on this probably a little bit, but my suggestion is, and if they clean him up a little bit, they probably could pull it off. Hugh Laurie. Why not? He probably pull it off.
That's an interesting idea.
It's
actually.
interesting, but I wouldn't say so.
He's on my short list. I'll put it that way.
Like, I don't think he would really do good for the whole theoretical physicist.
He played House. Come on.
Yeah, but House is an asshole. Gordon Freeman is just
a guy.
Yeah, he's Gordon Freeman.
I don't know.
As far as I know, like, he helped people more than hurting people.
I don't know.
I was just gonna out of nowhere say Will Smith.
Yes,
but so many fans would hate you for that.
It's sold.
Yeah, I'd have to say that Gordon Freeman kind of has to be played by a white guy, just because.
That's what everything's portrayed.
Every picture, he's just a white guy, got the facial hair.
And yet Kingpin in the Daredevil movie was played by a black man.
But that's a horrible movie.
It's a horrible movie. I'm just saying it happens.
It happens, but well, he was a villain character anyway, and that.
Rest in peace, Michael.
You know,
there's a little bit more leeway there, I think.
Generally, Cranston, isn't it?
Bryan Cranston actually wouldn't be too bad.
Because, you know, he has the goatee, looks like it.
He's the guy who plays Walter White.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I can see it.
Because, like, he kind of, he has the facial hair. As far as I know, you know, he has some wrinkles, which works for Freeman.
He plays a fairly quiet character half the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and, you know, he plays
bulk him up a little bit, give him the hair, just all the makeup stuff.
Well, you didn't really have to bulk him. You could just do a Tony Stark and we're just wearing, like, a CGI suit. Because he's wearing the HEV suit the whole time.
Actually, yeah, he is wearing
Gordon's
that suit the whole
time. He's athletic, but he's not
muscly.
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger.
Like,
the suit does most of the work.
Yeah, actually it does. So, yeah, like, he could actually work for that.
I just am afraid that they do something like they did with Doom.
Hey,
my greatest fear.
I kind of like Doom. It's a bad, on its own merits, it's a bad movie. I like it.
Well, I wouldn't say have us direct it.
No, have me direct it.
Just, you know, we could look at it
you have
and be
the
like,
supreme
no, this is
human
shit,
being
do not
right
put
here.
this in.
And our direction would go straight to Netflix. And then Aaron wouldn't be able to watch it.
He can't watch his own work.
I'd have to say, yeah, that Half-Life, that's a great choice.
Depending if it's well executed.
Yeah.
That, of course, that's kind of the caveat that we're
to
operating under here.
Although, have you seen some of the fan videos that just random guys have done?
Well, dude, have you seen the fan-made remake of the first game? It's called Black Mesa.
Yes.
No.
Yes. It's pretty much using Half-Life 2 graphics on Half-Life 1.
That's pretty cool.
And it's awesome.
Yeah, let me show you some images here while these guys...
There are actually some pretty
I just-
hilarious outtakes from there, too.
Yeah.
I was going to say that they could actually make Borderlands into a movie. Because I
Sort
mean,
of.
it's
Depends on
you couldn't
you
really
need
have
it-
all the side quests and everything.
Yeah.
But they have that main thing where they're trying to find the vault.
Yeah.
And plus, I don't think you would get it past PETA to go, hey, go kill 20 skags.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, you could have the skags attack them and the spider
Yeah.
ants and just
Yeah.
you could
It could
kind of
work.
do it. You
It's-
know.
that was one thing.
Kind of.
A little bit of a
Kind of,
tangent
yeah.
here that I kind of didn't like about Borderlands was it set up a world with a lot of personality and it didn't really flesh it out enough.
Yeah.
Which I guess the second game is doing now, but
kind of.
that
I
would
mean,
be something the movie might be able to have a little room to operate in, is give the characters.
like because they could do a lot with the characters.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
Yeah.
The game doesn't do anything with them.
Mhm. They each. It's sort of like they do technically have their own backstories. They just are never used in the game.
Yeah.
It's all like in
I-
the design documents, and they never brought it up.
Yeah, like I think it's funny. Like in the second game, you hear the soldier Roland talk more than ever in the first game. Like you never talked in the first game, and now all of a sudden they're giving him a voice and they're giving all these people a backstory
Because like
from before the first game, and now you
Yeah.
only hear about it in the second game.
supposedly,
I'm hoping to hear about Brick in the second game.
yeah.
Because that'll be hilarious, and Mordecai.
Mordecai, I think he was supposedly tracking someone on Pandora that had, I don't know, dishonored him or something in the past, and he was trying to get back at him.
But like, I mean, they could do a lot because in the second one, Handsome Jack,
Yeah.
spoilers, mentions that like there can only ever be 6 sirens. Like,
Interesting.
I don't know
That's
why, but like, there's only ever 6, and he knows where 3 of them are. And then the 4th is the one you can play as, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know.
Steel was a siren, wasn't she? She had the tattoos all over, I thought.
Actually, yeah, yeah, she was.
She just never does anything
except for at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was Steel, there was Lilith.
And Maya, the new one, and that's about
Yeah.
it. I love when they brought the
I
old
remember that
bosses
section.
back as
I hate
claptraps
that.
in the expansion. That was awesome.
You know what game I wouldn't mind seeing though? Only because like I want to see like a decent Castlevania movie,
Yes.
just because we need to bring vampires back.
Right.
Take them back.
Daybreakers did a good job trying, though.
Cool.
Daybreakers was pretty good.
Daybreakers was alright.
I haven't seen it, so I can't judge.
I just got done watching it. I liked it.
Yeah, it was really good.
I mean, Daybreakers was a good movie, but like, I don't know. Like, I want to see Dracula just being all kinds of badass again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like they tried to put him in the third Blade movie, and it's like really.
Have you played the
Oh,
Stalker
the
games
trailer.
at all?
The which one?
Stalker?
I like
Hell yeah.
From what I hear, they actually added content to it, too.
I
Like,
will
they
say
added
that
sections
that
and
could
They-
be a
haven't
good
gotten the
movie,
last
but
edit finished yet.
They
I don't know.
were trying to make it into a TV series, actually. Apparently, they did film a pilot episode, and I don't know if it never took off or what.
because that could be cool.
I love the atmosphere.
Stalker games, you know.
Shadow of Chernobyl.
Got nothing.
Hey, speaking of TV shows that failed or whatever, has anyone heard what's going on with that Green Arrow TV show at all? Like, I know nothing about it.
I didn't even know they were making one.
I'm disappointed that the guy Justin Hartley, who played him in the Smallville,
Yeah.
not playing him.
What?
Yeah, it's a completely different guy who is equally as ripped, but not equally as cute in the face.
Yeah, I'm not. I didn't see Smallville
We're
either. I
completely
know.
out of this
I didn't see
conversation.
Smallville either, but I do think that if they're going to do another superhero DC movie in Warner Brothers, it should be with some of the same actors from the other show, because keep the
Yeah.
continuity going.
Yeah, you would love to see. Like,
They
you'd
do a
love
good
to see
job
cameos.
already, so...
That is one thing I don't like when you have the actors who play the things, and then the next thing you see that character and it's a different guy.
Doctor Who, yeah.
Although I mean, you can't count Iron Man because that was the same guy.
Who else could be Tony Stark after
No,
that?
we're talking about Rhodey.
Oh,
Same
what?
guy in both movies.
Oh yeah.
What?
Rhodey.
Looks the exact same in
It
both
was
movies.
Terrence Howard and then Don Cheadle in the second one.
Oh,
Really? I thought it
yeah.
was the same guy.
Yeah.
I don't even
Alright, you guys
remember
are
the
just
guy
being
from the...
racist now.
They look similar, and the first time I watched them both, I did not know any difference.
See, you would have been better off just going with saying that it was the same person from the Eric Bana to Edward Norton to Mark Ruffalo. That would have been better. That would have probably gone
That's
overload.
noticeably different because Mark Ruffalo's a bit chubbier.
No, you're just saying that because they're white.
Be honest here.
And then Norton's really white. Come on.
That's true too.
He was really white. he did do it really good though. Really well.
It was also extremely noticeable because he was in like South America or something like that, where everyone around him is not white.
Venezuela, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Has anyone ever played Uncharted for PS3?
Yes.
I played the demo. I want to get into the real game.
I did. I played a little bit at Best Buy once.
I want to see
Best
that
Buy.
made into a movie. I think
Nice.
that would be an awesome movie.
That would
I think
kind
we
of
already
be
talked
like a
about
new Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
honestly.
They
Yeah.
actually already talked about
One
it,
that
and I
doesn't
think they were
do it.
talking about Nathan Fillion playing the main character.
Really? I like Nathan
Nice.
Fillion. I don't know why you're laughing at that.
I do. I like it too. I like him too.
I have nothing
He's
against
awesome.
Nathan Fillion, but there's this one guy who I watch on YouTube. You know who I'm talking about, Lyle. From
Lyle
Saturday Night Included.
McDouchebag.
Yeah, like I know he's a comedian, and I know when he imitates fucking Nathan Drake, he's always doing it for comedy.
Yeah.
But when I look at him, I just see Nathan Drake. Like he looks just like him, and the voice fits for me. I like it.
He actually does a little skit thing about that where, it's just he plays the game and I don't know, goes crazy because he looks just like this guy.
Yeah, and in the video skit, like he hallucinates that he sees Nathan Drake perform, and he's just like, you do look a little bit like me.
Wait, I'm hallucinating you. That means I can stab you.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
And stabs himself and
Nice.
whatever.
It's a really twisted video, but it was awesome.
It was.
It's already kind of along the lines of an interactive movie already, but there's a new
Fantasy.
series coming out. Oh jeez,
We're not going to try another Final Fantasy movie, okay?
Isn't that a sign of the apocalypse?
A third Final Fantasy movie? Maybe.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it technically be 6?
A live
Oh!
The first movie was terrible.
That Spirits Within? I know, I try not to think about it.
Never
Advent
saw it, but
Children-
I've heard it was horrible.
Awful. It's on Netflix.
I don't want to see Final Fantasy. I know.
Although, Advent Children was pretty good.
Advent Children
Why are you
was.
giving him reasons not to get Netflix?
It looked amazing.
Yeah, Sean, I thought you were trying to encourage
Because
him in
it's
this.
a great thing. It's like Saturday Night Suck. You just go on Netflix and watch shitty things.
I would probably
Yeah.
keep doing that.
I admit I enjoy that.
I would make a night out
Before
of
we
it.
interview the Final Fantasy rant, what are you
That's
say?
alright. I don't know if you guys have ever played it, but the Metro series, Metro 2033.
I played that game.
It's already kind of it's a very specific storyline that you follow. It's not
it is
it's
a
not
very
like
linear
Stalker.
game.
It's not like it's not an open world thing. It has its story to tell and it tells it. And
Although the thing that confused me was the end of that game. I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
it's all in his head.
Yeah, but
Spoilers.
it's just like,
Spoilers. Yeah.
I'm just like, what the fuck is going
Wait,
on?
Bruce Willis is a ghost?
Yes.
What? Oh my God.
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
ruined it for me. But
That's the end of the movie.
that
Bruce
one-
Willis.
and the sequel that's coming out next year that I'm stoked about, Last Light.
I heard
They're
about that.
making that even more kind of cinematic. I mean, there's still it's still the same kind of a thing, like a first-person survival horror, but they're really up in the ante, from what I can tell. With like even getting, I forget who's in it, but some major league voice talent is signed on to it for 3 or 4 of the characters. But and I've actually read the book it's based on. It has a really deep kind of feel to the world that I think could be done real well. And they even made one of the trailers is actually a live action prequel, so to speak, about it's kind of the final nuclear exchange. Spoilers. In the war that caused the devastation that the games are set in, it's Moscow, and it's just about 8 minutes of the last few minutes of the people above ground as the missiles are closing in. You can see them in the sky descending, and people are running toward the metro.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really well done.
That whole live action reminds me of just how Command and Conquer always has live action scenes, which is
Oh
awesome.
god, Kane.
Kane is awesome.
Kane is fucking awesome.
Oh, okay, yeah. Whoever played Kane in those games, it's not
Joe
a movie,
Duncan, I
but
think his name is.
him for the bad guy.
Yes,
all the way.
To the
he
last
doesn't
podcast.
age. He really is Kane. He looks the same.
It's just like he does that so well, and he's so awesome because he's not even like evil.
No, he's
Oh my, like goddamn.
he's friendly. Even he's awesome, but he's Murdering psychopath.
And then games into movies. I almost wanted to say BioShock.
I think they're doing that actually,
But
or they're
I think I heard something about that.
trying to write it up and get someone to pick it up.
Like Peter Jackson or maybe not him, but who?
Everybody wants Peter Jackson anymore.
I don't remember who else was it. Maybe James Cameron. I think one of them I heard might be up for, but I'm not sure what the whole story is on it.
What about Heavy Rain? How would that be for?
It'd be
a
exactly
movie?
the same.
Yeah, but they'd have to choose one of the endings though.
Right.
Which that would be kind of cool. It'd be kind of interesting to see which ending they would go with.
Yeah. Well,
or you could have like a
alternate
DVD
endings.
version. You could hit buttons to go to the different endings.
So
like that.
exactly the
That'd
same as
be
the game.
cool. Yeah,
But you could actually have like, I know it. Well, when I went to ISU for a year, they had them like little clicker things.
Oh yeah,
I know what
they
you're
have
talking
them. They have them
about.
at the U of I too.
Yeah, you could do that in the movie theater for this, where then it's
Right.
like an audience.
That would be
vote
cool, and it would
for
take like the
what
group
he
consensus
does.
on which one to go. Like that guy in the projection booth would be pissed. He'd be like, "God damn it! Now I gotta get this real."
Yeah, but
Make up
I
your
mean,
minds.
it'd be cool.
Yeah.
So, going on this whole video game movie tangent here, I decided to look up on Box Office Mojo here, movies, like top grossing movies that are based off video games.
Uh-huh.
So, who wants to take a guess at what the top 10 are?
Well, based on I don't know,
Okay.
because what if it's based
You've
on a
already
video
seen-
game, but it's something else?
Well, I was actually just thinking because I might have hallucinated, but I think they're coming out with another Resident Evil
It
movie.
came out this past
Oh
week.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, why?
They're gonna keep that going as long as they can.
Oh
Well,
God. I'm sure one of those is
guessing-
up there.
yeah,
And
that's
the
probably
games
up
too.
there.
They're
I
making
think it
more
was
games.
Afterlife I saw.
The game's fine.
And the
movie's-
only reason I didn't mind it was towards the end because Wesker was there, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so movie number 10 on this list is Pokemon movie 2000.
Okay.
Well, was that the first one?
That was the second one.
Damn, because the first one was great. Actually, the second
That
one was
version
good
was
too.
awesome.
Number 9 is Silent Hill the movie, which is
Okay.
getting a sequel this October.
And that was a pretty
Yeah,
good
that's cool.
movie.
I'm looking forward to checking that out, actually.
It was pretty well done, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Better than most of them.
Yeah.
Number 8 is Resident Evil Extinction.
Mhm.
Number
Yeah.
7 is Resident Evil Apocalypse.
Okay.
Number 6 is Resident Evil Afterlife. They didn't break the top 5.
Wow.
Number 5 is Lara Croft Tomb Raider, The Cradle
Really?
of Life.
Cradle.
Not surprised.
Really?
Number 5.
I know. It's
Well,
surprising.
This is top grossing though, right?
Top grossing, yeah.
Cradle of Life, I guess I am
This,
kind of
this,
surprised.
this bears in no way critical reception.
Right.
It's all short shorts.
Although, I gotta admit, I didn't mind the movies.
Number 4, Mortal Kombat.
Okay, that was
really?
a great movie.
I
love-
the first one was pretty good.
I
Oh
didn't even
my God,
think
it
about
was-
that, but yeah.
Like, wow.
Speaking of movies I'd like to see,
you.
games I'd like to see in the movies, Soul Calibur wouldn't be a
Yeah,
bad one
I
to
was
try
thinking
out.
that
Soul
actually.
Have you seen
You know,
the more recent Tekken movie?
That's awful. Don't bring that up.
Hey,
no,
hey.
that's a bad mic.
Hey, I don't care about the story. Some of the fighting was alright.
The fighting was decent.
That's
but,
the only reason I
fighting-
watched it, actually.
I was waiting for him to turn into Devil Jin the entire time.
The only reason
But
I
he
throw
did
Soul
at the
Calibur in
end.
the ring is because it's already got a story you can base it off of.
Right, I was gonna say it's pretty much a movie as it is.
Yeah,
I
all you
mean,
gotta do is actually just make it coherent.
cohesive. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because all you do is, fight. Then you're like, I'll do this.
Okay, so number 3, Pokemon, the first movie.
Okay, I agree.
nice.
That was
That
amazing.
was probably one of the best Pokemon moments in the entire history of the series. So.
I just went from, the Pokemon games, a little bit of the cartoon, and then bam, Pokemon movie.
Yeah.
It was...
Number 2, anyone take a yes? Except for Russell, because he can see it.
Is it one of those other
It
lore
better
Super
not
Mario
be-
Brothers.
Better not be Doom.
Not Doom.
Good.
Super Mario
Oh,
Brothers.
God.
Nope.
Another Lara Croft movie.
Nope.
One or two.
I feel like this is gonna be like number 2 and number 1 are gonna be like movies that you're
Alone
gonna
in
say,
the dark.
That you're gonna say it, and then I'm gonna be like,
Street
damn
Fighter.
it, that was a
Nope.
movie.
You guys give up? You guys give up?
That was a game.
Yeah.
Prince of Persia, Sands of Time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought
Okay.
about that.
Duh.
And then number 1, go on. Yes, go on.
Is it one we've already guessed?
Yes.
Street Fighter.
Nope.
Tomb
I wish.
Raider.
What?
First Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
It makes me incredibly sad,
Yeah,
actually.
Well, I mean, I gotta say, a lot of
His
the reasons
lifetime
Angelina
gross in
Jolie...
theaters was $131 million. That is pretty pitiful, actually.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it's like...
Since Avengers made $200
People
million
saw it
the
because
first-
Angelina
And that was
Jolie and
Lifetime.
just Tomb Raider games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their openings aren't very good either. Like, highest opening by the looks of it is also Tomb Raider with $47 million.
Which is incredibly sad.
It was back in 2001 too.
Although, video games back then weren't as popular as now.
I think if you did make a movie based on a video game now and actually put a lot of effort behind it, it could probably be a pretty big.
It could be, but I think a lot of people might not see it just because some people don't want to be disappointed.
Yeah.
And
I don't think
other people are just like
it really.
It's a video game.
It has there's two major problems. First of all, if it's a major game, there's a fan base you're worried about offending, and on the other hand, there's people who think it's a video game. It's kind of a worthless medium anyway, and people won't want to put a lot of effort into it.
I just remember something I remembered. Ubisoft said something about an Assassin's Creed movie.
Oh yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see them actually doing that. That would be,
as long as it's not.
I don't know how well they do it, but
it
seems like the next logical step.
I don't know how they would do it.
That's the tough part.
I can see
What about
it.
the Hitman movie? Why is that not?
Let's actually switch below 10.
That movie, it was okay.
Going in order from after 10: Max Payne, Resident Evil, Hitman, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Street Fighter, Final Fantasy, Spirits Within, Doom, Resident Evil Retribution, Super Mario Bros, Pokemon 3, The Wizard, Wing Commander, House of the Dead.
Wing Commander.
Where am I?
Oh god, that was
so freaking off.
Street Fighter,
with Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yes. In the Dark, In the Name of the King, A Dungeon Siege Tale, Blood Rain, Double Dragon, Pokemon Forever, Pokemon Heroes, Dead or Alive, and then Tekken.
I'm gonna say something.
I'm
gonna say something that's gonna.
Really?
Well, the reason Tekken's in the bottom is because there's no set numbers for it.
All right.
I'm gonna do a little talking point here. It's probably gonna piss you and maybe you off, but in my opinion, Digimon is better than Pokemon.
Yes.
I
like Wargreymon. He's cool.
I don't really mind.
I'm talking about the movies too.
Well,
the Digimon movie was
just
much
that
better
character
than the first one.
Like if I go from the cartoons, the only cartoon that of Pokemon I saw was way back when, and that was great. And Brock never opens his eyes.
Yeah.
And it was only them three. That was great.
Back in the day.
And then Digimon I didn't see too much of because I never could really get into it because I never fucking understood. It's just they can just randomly evolve and then go back.
There was a logic to it. Like they had to be in danger, then they had to have enough energy, and then there was another one that they needed to have.
Limit break, basically.
Yeah, basically they had to exemplify some certain trait that went along with their personality to get them to evolve further.
Courage
as well. Yeah.
But then they could just go back later, and it's this is weird.
Devolve.
It's kind of it's like anything, it's like there's an evolution of powers too. Back in the day, Superman couldn't actually fly, and now he can, and stuff like that. It's just kind of
now
an extra.
That reminds me. I don't remember what cartoon it was, but I just remember that they would go into this virtual area and be fighting something. What?
Code Lyoko?
Yes.
I like that because I always come
That's on Netflix too.
I just remember watching some of that, and it reminded me of the same kind of style as Digimon. Because everything in Digimon, I remember, was all digital crap.
Well, everything past the first or second season in both Pokemon and Digimon just sucked.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'd say even after the first season, Pokemon started going down. Are we talking first season as in Kanto and nothing else? After the whole
of the show, yeah.
Okay.
I like the second generation or whatever it was of games and cards, but
I will argue that in game wise, I liked Generation 2 what they expanded with, and I like Generation 4 that refined everything.
The cartoon. I don't know how much I watched. I know it was only the first generation. The cards, I never went beyond first generation. I didn't even do the cards that much. But the movies, I've seen several of the movies, and they actually do pretty good each time.
I will say, Digimon-wise, though, I've always tossed up between the first group of heroes and the second group of heroes as which ones I find more engaging. Because I love Matt and Ty and their whole struggle for who's the coolest dude in the group, and then all that stuff.
Brock is cooler.
But at the same time, Generation 2, I like how Ken, the Digimon Emperor, I like his character a lot.
Yeah.
And I kind of find it hard to pick those guys over him sometimes. He's just so interesting.
Well, I don't like, is it you watch something or play a game and you like the personality of the bad guy more than anyone you're helping or your main character.
Transformers!
You know what? No, you know what I love the most about Digimon is that it actually had like a much darker storyline. Like I get that Pokemon was brought over and it was geared more towards kids, so they left out a lot of things.
They censored out a lot of things.
Yeah, they censored out a lot of things.
Like,
but like
James's breasts.
that's true too. Or like in the later seasons, like in like a lot of the manga, like Scyther becomes Ash's main Pokemon. Like he uses Scyther more than he does Pikachu, and he sends him out into battle. And he always say Scyther, cut him up. That's how he sends him into battle. He says, "Go Scyther, cut him up."
Spoiler alert.
So yeah, well, hey, it's been like years, all right. But like the Digimon, I liked how dark that could be sometimes, because like I know you guys aren't giving a lot to like the 3rd and 4th season, but I think it was like I don't remember which one, but it was where the Digimon actually come into the real world. Instead, you have the one girl there who had the little sock puppet, and her Digimon, because you only get one Digimon instead of like Pokemon, hers actually dies trying to save it. And then at the end, for the season finale, it's her going crazy with depression and just lashing out at the rest of the Digidestined. I find that to be a fantastic storyline, because I love dark themes.
Yeah, I know.
Find out what season it is, 'cause now I want to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's got my attention.
It's either 3 or 4.
Is 4 when they transfer to the Digimon themselves?
No, that's the one after.
Okay, because that one sounds.
Yeah, that one was kind of bad.
I remember recently I was looking up just trying to find some dark anime to watch, because it's just those things with like the dark is just great.
Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, it happens to be Digimon.
Go figure.
Like what?
Like I'd say Death Note's probably a good example of like a dark anime. Like it's probably one of the lighter ones, but still pretty good in what it does.
Like people mention it, and I'm like, yeah, kinda, but.
I think the reason that you can't really associate it as a dark anime anymore is just because it's so well known, so out there, it's like everyone knows it, so it's like not as dark and mysterious as it used to be.
The darkest anime that I've seen, and I can't remember the Japanese name for it, but it's called Hell Girl. And it actually was on Netflix for a while. But no, it's about this girl that, like, you can go to a website at, like, midnight and put in the name of this person that, like, torments you. And this, like, weird girl will come and kill this person in, like, the worst way possible. Like, torture the person. But you have to, like, sell your soul to this girl and sell your soul to hell. So it's like having Joker through the internet.
Kinda. That sounds awesome.
It's really awesome. I only watched the first season. I feel like there are 2 seasons. But it may still be on Netflix, but I think they took it off.
Gantz.
Oh, Gantz was ridiculous.
It was.
Like, that was just a gore fest.
It was a gore fest. But, like, if you actually, pay attention to, like, the characters, they're, like... Well, some of them are okay. Like, the main dude's friend.
The butter dog.
but like you remember the main dude's friend,
mm-hmm.
and like how him and the girl, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like, he was like the only sane person, really.
Yeah, and the rest of them just kind of go crazy.
Like the main character, he's so fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Elfenlied or Elfenlied.
I did like that.
I
think that one's really messed up. I mean, the first few episodes were really nasty, which is on Netflix.
Yeah.
Well, the thing
is, much good animes on Netflix.
The thing is, I don't like about Netflix is that I can never, like, every time I try to watch them, it's in English.
I'm going to get Netflix.
And I can't stand that most of the time.
No, I can't either.
Like, there's only one. There's Vandred.
I
cannot watch that in Japanese because I watched it a long time ago in English, and it's great.
Yeah.
The voice acting is great, but in Japanese, it's so weird. I couldn't even watch the first episode.
Right.
Now, there's one anime I wish had been darker, and Sean just brought it up, as High School of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's got a really good premise, and I really wish it had been darker. But then it goes for the whole bouncing breasts and fan service. And I'm just
it goes way over the top.
I'm shaking my head at it, no, you didn't need to go that far.
It's like I don't understand this. You have a top-down view of her breasts. Why can I see her panties? That doesn't make any sense to me. It's not even windy.
What's even worse is they actually released an OVA maybe like half a year ago.
Okay. And
in that OVA, they actually had their clothes off in some cases, and you can actually see like nipples and everything. I'm like, so you decided just to lose all pretense of ecchi, you just decided to go for actual porn here.
Great. One thing that I find weird that reminded me of is like in anime, you'll see someone and maybe it's a chick with their shirt off, and like their breasts, but there's no nipple. It's just like, whoop.
Weird.
and you're just looking like,
Did they forget to draw a bra?
Like
did they just not color that?
What's going on?
I'm just thinking of
Are they
our
ribbons?
Conversation of Dogma earlier with the Metatron not being anatomically correct. So I'm just like, Japanese girls are just not anatomically correct. But even Barbie had nipples, I think. Just saying.
I don't know if they were
No,
drawn
she
on, but they
didn't.
definitely came to points.
She actually, no, she didn't have nipples, now that I think about it. I
No.
don't think she did.
I don't remember what I was going to say.
No one can see this.
No, but they can hear the air moving by the microphone. That works too.
Is he making motion?
Yeah, I feel like that's when you're a kid and you grab the stick and be like, I'm punching you, I'm punching you, I'm punching you. I can make my own sound effects.
I don't remember what I was going to say.
Good.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay, so we went all sorts of topics here.
I like how we keep going back to anime and stuff.
And Netflix.
It's interesting.
Yeah, Aaron.
Yeah, sponsorship.
I like just, we were just gonna give shit to Chris for not being here.
Yeah.
No, we're just giving shit to Aaron.
For not having Netflix.
That's how that went.
I think it's just because you have the laptop sitting there, which makes me think you're the dungeon master, which means I hate you.
well, roll a d20 so that way you can find out if you actually hate me or not. Oh, you failed.
Damn it, critical fumble.
That reminds me back in the morning. You remember Rob?
Yeah.
But
DM says
we had this D&D campaign, and our friend Rob was the DM.
Always
man.
the DM.
And it's it wasn't terrible, but some of the things we would do just made him hate us, and it was completely unintentional. Everyone would be laughing, you crying a bit, but it would piss him off at the same time because it's just so retarded.
Give an example.
There's one at one point, I don't remember why, but we were talking about like prostitutes and hoes, and then we were talking about wanting to buy
Hookers
a
and
hoe,
blow.
buy a hoe to actually farm. But
You mean like pimp?
no.
The
actual tool. But then it's like a special one where you just put your seeds into it and it does it automatically. and saying it so well that it just sounded like you wanted to buy a hoe to put your seed in.
Awesome. I enjoy being a DM. There was a phase last year when my buddies and I were trying to do like a post-apocalyptic D20 style game, and I was the DM. And there was some dude who was getting way into. We never take it too seriously. So there was a guy who decided that his character was going to be a moil who was a little too overly obsessed with his job. If you don't know, a moil is a someone who performs circumcision in the Jewish
and he was going to
Jewish
be obsessed with
church.
his job.
So yeah, well, we were fighting these rat mutant things. They were kind of the big bad guy of the storyline. So
to circumcise him?
well, he was going like nuts, like trying to get a groin attack in on this rat guy. Kind of picture like a ring wraith with garbage all over it, and you got an idea of what these guys look like. They carry all kinds of crap around. Anyway, he's just getting so obsessed with this, and he's fixating on it. So I get a little irritated. Like, all right, buddy, I know I got a handle on this. So he finally manages to kill the thing. Well, he killed the thing, and he's gonna go in, and he's like, all right, now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I said, all right, roll, like perception check it. He rolls it. Oh, it was female. But the best part is he goes like this. He grabs his face and stands up, walks outside onto the house's back porch, and does the Darth Vader.
He got very much into it.
Wow.
Yeah. And we're out in the country, so it carries. You can actually hear it carry for miles.
So someone just walking along, they're like,
Yeah.
See, the problem with all the games I ever started as DM is that all my group had ADD, and they would always try to come. When we play a game, at some point they'd always try to take the game in a different direction than I ever thought they would.
Yeah.
Like in one game, we were trying to invade a mountain, or they were trying to invade a mountain, And rather than kill the dudes and go into the cave like they should have, or like I had planned to, they kidnap one of the guys and then run off with him, try to interrogate him for information. I had to make up a whole new convoluted story to kind of fix that before it got out of hand. And everyone ended up dying because it was ridiculous.
Yeah, that is awesome, though.
So my boyfriend, my freshman year of college, was a DM, and he wanted to start a campaign in our dorm. However, all of his friends were female. And so he's like, all right, I'm going to get all these chicks and start a campaign. The only problem is he wanted to make us all lesbians and have us make up.
Wow.
So, yeah, we were all...
I can imagine how far that went.
You know, guys like him do our whole, clique a huge disservice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think he's actually a decent DM because I went, I guess our sophomore year, he started a campaign that was all guys, and I sat in for one of them one night.
Were they all gay?
No! Weirdly not.
Double standard!
And he and I were both in theater. Weird how we knew guys who were straight. Weird how he's not gay.
He's awesome.
But
other Chris.
But yeah, I mean, I think that entire thing was just dick jokes and Cheetos. I mean, which is what I think I pictured in my head. Yeah, I pictured in my head when I was thinking about D&D in high school.
Mountain Dew dick jokes.
Yeah, I just realized we haven't really made any dick jokes or any Cheetos here. We should probably get moving on that.
Yeah, we have Mountain Dew them.
Okay, yeah.
We do have Mountain Dew.
Next time we do a podcast, there's going to be bags of Cheetos.
Yeah. That's all they're going to hear on the microphone.
Yeah.
I'm attacking the darkness.
Yeah. The darkness is
fire the magic missile.
Am I getting drunk?
Are there any girls there?
Nope, just Cheetos.
Damn.
But I will admit, I think one of the reasons that video games are getting more and more popular is because girls are starting to play video games. Like my female students are starting to become obsessed with like TF2 and Skyrim and all this kind of stuff.
My fiance is a real hardcore gamer girl, and she has a wide variety. From The Sims to BioShock.
Mm-hmm.
Wow!
Actually, playing BioShock, it's really funny to listen to her because she's running around with the wrench, just singing these happy little homicidal songs to herself. I'm beating the shit out of things.
I was like when you see someone and they're just having this fun time, being happy while they're just murdering.
Yeah. Wanton slaughter. It doesn't get better.
I love hearing stories like this where it's like there are more women in gaming, more gaming's like demographics gotten larger with more people in it, and then you have like industry people who are like Gearbox who are saying like they have a new character for Borderlands coming out soon for DLC who is essentially going to be girlfriend mode, which is going to be like an easier way to play the game, and like. Yeah, you guys aren't really.
I bet their marketing director's like, what is wrong? No, I said no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not nearly as bad as EA's PR, but it's pretty close.
I was excited about the Necromancer class coming out until I heard the trailers like that talking about like this is basically the crutch class that your girlfriend can play, or they said your grandpa.
Honestly, I would play that class.
It looks really cool.
I would play that class if you could get your own little claptrap to go and kill things for you. That would make me incredibly happy.
You get a giant killer version robot, though. But
I'm also not a quote-unquote hardcore gamer. It's like bashing the Wii and everything. I mean, it's not the best graphical system. It doesn't have all the big games for it. But it still plays some pretty challenging games. It still plays some pretty good games. And everyone who's saying the Wii U is going to be pretty much one of the same is way wrong on that because they're getting way more stuff for it. So hopefully people will start.
The original Wii ended up having pretty good variety of it anyway. Control issues here and there. The variety of games, at least by topic and storyline and style, was pretty good.
Mm. They didn't have any of the big games, though.
Mario.
Which you can't really put those big name games on a console that doesn't have.
They're
like,
trying. That's what they're trying to do with Kinect, though. I've noticed is they have the motion control on a big name.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if
more mainstream.
If Kinect is really popular, because like I had a friend who gave me a PSI a couple years ago. Yeah, the Eye and they have games for it, but I don't know anyone who played not the Eye, the Move. Sorry, the Move with the little controller that's kind of like the Wii, except it's got a big ball on top. But I don't know anyone who uses them. Blue ball. But yeah, I mean, going back to like the girlfriend friendly characters. I almost view those as like gateway drugs, though. Like, I mean, it gets people into the games, and then they get further and further in, and they're like, oh, this is really cool. Like,
you're right. It's not always a bad thing.
It's not
but
always
I think if you wanted to do that, let's just give them Metroid.
Well, yeah,
Well, hell, Portal, that got me in the games pretty quickly.
or maybe make more games where the main character is a girl. That's not like dressed in
right. Make a.
You really do.
But there are games that have really strong female characters, like main female characters, and not just Lara Croft. But there's a great game called Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Have any of you ever played it? That game is fucking awesome.
Actually,
but that is still a
chick
game
is sexy.
that is still a game that like over sexualizes the main character.
Yeah.
It
That's why
does,
a lot
but
of
she's
people,
a
which is why a lot of
badass.
people don't play it.
Yeah.
Some reason about Bayonetta you might be interested in, though, is they actually are announcing a sequel for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a Wii U exclusive, though.
You mentioned Half-Life.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Alex?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If they made another Half-Life game where she was the main character, because she's just like a female character, but they didn't make her any sexy or anything. It's just she's a person.
The thing about Alex, though, is I don't know. I always felt weird, like they were actually going out of their way to try to make you feel too attached to her.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, is she my sidekick in the game, or is she trying to make her my virtual girlfriend, or what? Like, what's going on
or
here?
is she just like another person, or
Like if they made her have a bigger role.
Yeah.
But I don't think with Half-Life they could do that.
Half-Life
Gordon's
has
always
to be
going to
Gordon.
be. Yeah.
Gordon's the man.
Yeah.
Gordon is the man.
That's one thing about RPGs, like Fallout or Mass Effect, or even because that basically it's the same story whether the character is male or female.
Yeah, like
So you can, and neither one of them. I mean, Mass Effect has all the like romantic stuff going on, but Fallout I kind of like Fallout as an example because there are certain perks you can take to give your character that direction if you want to play a female character as like a Black Widow type, but it's not mandatory.
Yeah.
And
I like more games.
You could just as easily play as it's just like a hardcore explorer or whatever.
I loved how my goal in Fallout 3 was to play seductress because in real life I am nowhere near like a seductress.
I like games where the main character is a female and the story actually kind of reflects that, and like it's obvious by what people say or how they treat you that you're playing a female character.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a little bit of an obsession, but I'm showing my Alice in Wonderland wallet. American McGee's Alice is actually a really awesome game, and the new one that came out for the PS3 was really, really good. With a really strong female character that
was really well done.
It was really well done.
The second,
Madness Returns.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the name.
I've played a little bit of it. The controls are hard to use.
The controls are screwed
they're
up on
hard
the
to get
computer
used to.
version, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned earlier Metroid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to counter that argument with Metroid Other M. It's a terrible example of a game with a female lead because they just did not hit that on the nail right.
Yeah.
Zero punctuation. Has.
Not just zero punctuation.
He tears it up, but
zero punctuation,
pretty
extra
well.
credits, movie bomb. Everyone has ripped it apart to a point where it's like it's not even really questionable. It's just a bad game. That's Samus 2. That should have been a good game.
I know. Well, that's all I'm saying though. Is it's just that if they're looking for like gateways to get women into gaming to have a strong female role that isn't overly sexualized, that's it right there. You don't need to really create something for a game specifically.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like them saying that like they have the girlfriend mode. I feel like that's a lot like when Japan was saying they're not going to bring games over here because they're too hard for us.
And I think another
It's
thing to look
almost
at,
the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's like saying games are too hard for women. So.
Yeah.
Well, I think another way to look at it though is that there are some games that are actually accessible and still challenging and fun. You will agree with me on this one. The Kirby series.
I love Kirby.
Anyone can do a Kirby game. And
Yeah,
you can have
Kirby
fun
is
with it.
incredibly
And
easy.
it also has a lot of small challenges for anyone who's played the games to go through.
Yeah.
Like I love the new one they have, Return to Dreamland. That's amazing. That's the one we played where like all four of us were playing. That was awesome.
I never actually played any of the Kirby games, but I loved playing Kirby in Super Smash Brothers. He was just adorable.
I just love eating Captain Falcon and then punching people with that. I remember.
Yeah, but listening to Kirby do that, was just,
or
like what Mike was
doing
saying.
it with both of them at the same time. I think you just hear like Falcon, boy, Falcon, boy.
In the first game, I always heard it as Taco Punch. I just thought
Taco Punch.
Taco Punch.
Actually, that game, I never thought he said Falcon. I thought it was just always Falco. So anytime somebody played him in my head, it was going, ooh, rock me on the dance.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
That just reminds me, I love seeing in all these, things on YouTube, and then they'll just have a character at a random point be like, "Oh, rock me, Amadeus." I have the Yu-Gi-Oh one.
I'm pretty sure they did.
And then there's an anime Berserk.
Mm-hmm.
But
yep.
they have like outtakes or something.
Nice.
And and one of the guys is like, "Rock me, Amadeus."
I have to think of an excuse to use that now. Sometime.
Like this exceedingly androgynous guy thing just walks by and he says that. It's like, that's perfect.
For the request of all women in the world, do not use it during sex. I'm just saying.
I'd probably sleep on the sofa.
Just when things are getting heated.
I don't
Break out
know.
the
Your
phrase,
fiance might
rock
be into
me,
that.
I don't know. I can think of a lot worse things to say.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, there are way worse. That's more stupid than more bad.
Oh yeah.
Little anecdote here. I actually found I don't know how I got to it, but probably through review sites and links. But I read an article about how some people, like professional marriage counselors and whatnot, are actually recommending co-op gaming as a way of an exercise to build communication.
I can see that.
I think that's a horrible idea.
It depends
I mean,
on the game.
yeah, it depends on the game, because I can remember playing the games where you share the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to go over here now. We have to go here. I want to get the money. The money's useless. We have to go over here. But it's money. You're such a woman. What'd you say?
but like other games, like split screen, that would work better.
Yeah.
Split screen, yeah, I think
but
they
sometimes
actually did well, I know Borderlands was one that they had on their list.
I know two I can think of that would be good would be something like Portal 2, which requires people to actually work together to get to a common goal.
No,
Not
Portal 2.
Why not?
Because one person would figure out the puzzle and be like, do this. No, shoot it
exactly.
now.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. Is you got one person that knows what they're doing, the other person doesn't, and so it just devolves into the one person yelling at the person that doesn't.
You see, but if I knew what the puzzle was, I typically sort of hold back until they kind of figure it out.
I think that's the idea. It's sort of like it's to build patience and to build and to keep you and to train you to resist the urge to just freak out on, oh my god, you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
But now I remember other games for co-op. Yeah, that makes more sense. Where it doesn't depend on like both people doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like where maybe one person could do it more just because they know what they're doing.
A little bit of a tangent, but some of my buddies and we do pretty much everything. We hang out. We're in we sword fight together, and we play co-op video games, and that's kind of like a squad tactics building exercise for us because we're the same guys so we're using it as communicating and squad tactics going on. Oh yeah, little personal plug here. I actually do a medieval combat game. This isn't like we're actually a university recognized club now. And we get to meet and practice on university property. We use the lawn of the theater building in the good weather, and we go inside in the snow.
That's good that you said that, because when you said you sword fight, I thought that was a euphemism.
I sword fight.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yep, we sword fight.
We cross swords regularly.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's people like.
When you said something about like as a marriage counseling tool, all I'm thinking of them playing like Mortal Kombat against each other.
Yeah. I did say co-op.
Oh, you see what happens when you don't do the dishes? You get a fatality.
But maybe there might be a friendship.
The friendship.
But wait. Then what happens if they do a babality?
Oh god.
Yeah, does that count as cheating?
Is
that cheating, and then who for?
What if they're going to counseling because one of them wants a baby and then the other one does a babality?
Oh man,
it's like that's totally a message there. I will murder that baby.
Now remember the dead baby.
All right, then what happens for the animality? for another question.
Well, say goodbye to the dog.
What's that trying to say? If the baby says they want a kid, if you do the animality, what's that say?
It's like you want to kill their pet dog. It's like they love the dog. No, you want to murder that thing. It's like rip its head off.
Yes, and I see you dealing with the struggles of the mind. Now let's figure out what else you hate.
And so what you're telling me is that your mother had a dog too. Let's talk about your mother.
But another thing,
Mom Alley.
Wow. We're really going on to the Freud jokes? Alright.
Yes.
Naturally.
I was gonna go back to that co-op. How you saying, it's not always a good idea. Like the games like Halo, where you can just murder your teammate.
Oh yeah, I used to do that all the time. They were my best friends. Would be like, my shotgun.
Me too. But it's like that could be bad. It's like. Even if you accidentally do it, that could still spark an argument.
Okay, here's another game that could be a good example. Left 4 Dead. You require other people to help you get to the end. Without other people, you are not going to get to the end.
No, without other people, it's less likely, but you can still do it.
It's very unlikely.
Because,
especially on higher difficulty.
Like, say, maybe you someone near the end, your buddy gets pounced, you're just like, screw it, I'm running off and finishing the level.
Done that before.
It's just like you run away, you're like, fuck you!
Try doing that to your spouse, that's good.
But I'm saying, like, that could happen.
Yeah.
The thing that always annoyed me, no matter if playing a video game or a tabletop game, is when, like, my significant other is, like, really nice to me because I'm dating them. So I actually said this
dating the DM.
Yeah, well, I actually said this to an ex of mine, and so he went out of his way to be unimaginably cruel to me all the time. He was just like, "All right, you're dead. You're dead." I'm like, "What? I
Rocks
can't
fall.
even be dead
You die.
right now."
See,
No one else dies.
The lesson he should have learned there is just do random chance all the time, and it's not his fault if he hits you or not.
Yeah.
Right.
Or be like, alright, we're to fight.
But I mean, even not even like that kind of tabletop game. Like even like Munchkin or some weird like card game.
But Munchkin encourages fucking each other.
Or even Arkham Horror, which is a cooperative game. He managed to fuck me over. I don't even know how he did it, but he did.
Did he leave you stranded in one of the other
He made
dimensions
me go
or something?
insane.
He made you go. He drove you
Literally
insane.
and
So
in
just
the
like real
game.
life, right?
I was gonna say, it almost sounds like Russell has a story here.
Tell me a story, Russell.
Tell me about
The games, the co-op games, they can definitely be bad if you pick the wrong one.
What's one you recommend?
Well, no.
One
Which one do you not recommend?
No.
Yes.
First
Mario, no. Mario for Wii, I do not recommend because every single time I play with my girlfriend, she wants to kill me because I always end up killing her or dying hundreds of times.
Yeah.
Do
you walk off and leave her stuck in a bubble?
No,
he dies.
I bubble.
She jumps on you.
I bubble. No, I like jump on her and throw her off a building.
You know, it's a better game to play that's co-op is Twisted Metal.
Little Big Planet.
Twisted Metal is so much fun.
The new Twisted Metal is ridiculously dark and fun.
Awesome.
The cutscenes are like retardedly dark.
Oh my god, it's
especially what they do with like Sweet Tooth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And say, like the co-op thing, Little Big Planet. Especially too, you get that glove where you can pick up your buddy and then throw him. I remember we would be throwing each other, just pick him up, throw him.
It usually be
I'm helping!
A lot of time it'd be accidental.
Yeah, it'd be accidental, or sometimes
Minecraft.
Or like
Minecraft.
Well, actually, you could just dump lava on someone.
Destroy what they're building all the time, steal their stuff.
Just go and destroy their house.
When you play co-op and you get a dominant personality, it's like, alright, I'm gonna kill you, but it's for the greater good. Well, why can't I kill you? Because that's not the way it works.
Because if we fight, I'm winning.
I have to live.
Because my plan's better.
See, when I do co-op with someone who doesn't know the game as well as I do, I think to myself, okay, what are the likely chances they're gonna kill me? And what are the places it's gonna likely happen? And then how do I get them before they get me if that happens?
Yeah. Or it's just like, alright, so they're not very good at this. Now, do I want to kill everything so then they don't die, or do I just want to try to let them kill everything so maybe they'll get good?
I might be a little spoiled because my experience, my buddies are all of a certain type that we kind of decide beforehand if this is going to be a serious co-op or if this is a fuck around. And if it's a fuck around, we basically just go all out and beat each other with our shotguns or what. But if it's a serious co-op, and this might have something to do with the fact that some of my friends are former military, we just go straightforward. No fucking around. We got each other's backs.
Oh, I got a good one.
Never been randomly jacked in the back.
Without,
I always know it's likely to happen going into the experience of the thing.
I always hate when you're the guy behind the other guy, and like you could kill him instantly, and you're like you know this, but you're not going to. And then you just randomly on accident you hit the button, and you do like in Halo, you do just like smack, and your buddy just like.
I have done that.
I feel like this has been an argument between you before. It was an accident,
and you're just like.
I have done that before.
My subconscious wanted to.
It's just like I didn't mean to murder the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I came with an idea
But since you are dead.
for a good co-op. Don't get caught country. You cannot fuck over your teammate. And
Right.
Yeah.
Actually,
The worst case scenario is you die in a bad place, but that's not your fault because the game's shit sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that.
Like, that
And
one could
I
work.
mean, even if you wanted to, it's just like, say, they're going through, they die, so it goes to you. Then you're just like, all right, and then you find a barrel, and then you switch over to them again.
Yeah. I mean, that one could work. I'm trying to think of another one that's similar to that.
Actually, you can dick over your teammate in that game.
How?
The wasps. If you throw your teammate at a wasp, they die.
Yeah.
we found
No,
out.
that's
That's
in 2. In first
Oh,
one, you
okay.
can't throw people.
Fun.
Well, but
Plus, it also gets us to certain areas a lot easier. Like, remember that one level where the water kept rising? We're like, fuck this, just keep climbing up and throwing each other.
I'm gonna throw you. Why can't I throw you? Because it's my plan.
it's my plan. I throw you. If you fall and die, I continue.
Yeah. Speaking of throwing, the first time I played Saints Row 2, that was all I did after the intro. I
love
just
that
ran around
game.
grabbing random strangers and hurling them. I actually got one in a trash can once.
Very nice.
I played Prototype. Now I have Prototype 2. And that is so much fun to just pick
Grab
up
some dude and like yank him up the Empire State Building.
Like, you just grab some random, like, preferably an old guy. And then you just go up and you just, like, chuck him as far as possible. Or one thing that's crazy is you can just, like, pick up a giant truck. And then you just run down the middle of the street with it. And just, you're clotheslining everybody with just a truck.
Yeah, actually, this co-op in Saints Row wasn't too bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
Just Cause.
I mean, the only way you can...
Multiplayer. I think that's not neither co-op nor versus explicitly. It's sort of like free-for-all, but...
I don't know, I only played Just Cause 2. I don't even remember.
Or Just Cause 2, yeah. That's what I mean. Why? Just Cause.
Why? Just Cause.
Why?
It's like why would you drive a Jeep, grapple it to my vehicle, and then drive off a cliff? Just Cause.
Just Cause.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Or just like grapple a Jeep to a plane and then try to fly.
Why would you do that? Fuck if I know.
Yeah.
Although it's crazy how your dude could survive driving a truck off of a cliff. And then you're just rolling, and you're like, he'd be ripped apart by now.
Yeah.
And then, you get to the bottom, and your dude just kind of crawls out of this burnt, crushed wreckage, and you're like, let's do it again.
Because he's the physics-defying son of Zeus.
Or, dive from 8 billion feet and just grapple the ground before you hit it.
Yeah.
If only that worked in real life. Just get a grapple gun and shoot the ground before you hit it, and you live.
All right, so we are hitting the 1 hour and 23-minute mark here for this one.
Wow, this is...
So should we go ahead and cut it now before it gets too long?
I guess,
think we
yeah.
Okay. Well, that was the three-way podcast. I think we're going to have to rename this if we keep it with this many people.
Tangent podcast.
Tangent podcast. I don't know.
We'll come up with something by the next one.
Three-way squared.
Or even if we don't, we'll just say the unnamed podcast for now.
I'm pretty sure we're going to
nameless
podcast.
I don't know. I think we should keep it three-way until we have another name.
Yeah.
For shiggles and gets.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, until next time.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.